Who wins the 50-metre sack race? Wilbur, Lee, Dan, Dan's brother, or Lester? That is the best question ever. That is literally the best question ever by Russ J. Payne. I reckon. So, Lee technically should win because if you think about it, he's the tallest. Well, Wilbur's the tallest, actually. Wilbur's the tallest. Him and Lee and Will are like the tallest, so they should win because they get the biggest lunge. However, you're the fittest. I think. In fact, I can picture this race going now. Paul will lose all coordination and fall over within the first 4 jumps.
Paul can't play any other sport other than golf. He can't run.
His running is
it's not even
questionable.
You can't even call it running, can you?
This is how I think. I think obviously Wilbur will struggle a little bit over 50 metres because it's I think Will and Lee will get off to a flying start.
Will's actually fitter than you think.
Yeah.
Will's a very good sportsman, really good cricketer.
So I think it would start off. Those two would come out the blocks like you've never seen. Okay, Paul would end up on the deck. Me and you, I think, would trundle on behind those two for the first 10 metres.
We'd be first and second.
And I think you would finish first, I would finish second, Lee would be third, Will would be fourth, and Paul would be getting himself out the sack. Well, good morning everybody, welcome to another Sunday morning show. Good morning Lester.
Good morning Dan.
How are we? You're looking very pumery today.
Well, I wasn't expecting to film, so...
No, I've caught you off the moment.
I've just come up to do a bit of online sales and just in my casual gear and we're doing some filming, but it doesn't matter, does it?
So this week on the show, obviously we had an amazing first live. Yeah. Because, I mean, it's something that we've been talking about for some time. Certainly me and Lee have talked about it, about trying to set it up and get it all sorted. And to be honest with you, I was more nervous about doing it than actually what the end result came off.
It flowed quite well, didn't it?
I think it did, yeah.
I liked it when we had the interaction with the people that were watching. They came on the show and asked a question, like we actually saw that.
I love that.
That's better than just brilliant. The questions on the bottom.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think people coming onto the show, having a question
being a part of it, because
feeling like they're part of it, yeah.
Yeah, we tried to do that, and we tried to make people feel a part of everything we do.
Part of the journey.
Yeah, rather than.
So the plan is that there will be more of these Thursday night shows. Probably we're going to stick to our 6 o'clock slot normally. I'm hoping to try and get it to 6 o'clock. But I don't know.
That does clash with Home and Away and Hollyoaks.
Well, it does, yeah. And the reason why I went to 6:30 this week is because it clashed with Bobby's football.
Oh, okay.
So he was doing an online football session. So I had to be involved with that, which, anyway. So I didn't make it to the 6 o'clock slot, so we had to bump it to 6:30. So it's Bob's fault that we ended up with a bump, all right? But during lockdown, the plan is to try and do the live shows, because I think it's just...
We need some more content.
We need some more content, and I think people enjoyed it, and I just want to see how it goes. I want to bring on some people onto the show, so it won't always be the 6 people that were on there yesterday. 5 people. It won't always be those 5. It will just be, I want to bring in some people in from outside in the golf industry and try and have a chat with them and get you guys on again to ask some questions to those people. So yeah, we're going to try and do it more actively during lockdown, but then long term, maybe if it moved to every 2 weeks or maybe once a month or something along those lines, we'll just be guided a little bit by you guys really, and you can sort of give us some feedback of what you thought happened or what went well on that show and whether you want to see that on a more regular thing. I think I don't want to flood it. I want it to be good, I want it to be successful, and I think people enjoyed it. So we'll see. However, there were some amazing questions that came in prior to that show, of which we didn't manage to get to answer, obviously, all of those questions. So I've got a few that have I felt that we should at least deal with moving into this show.
Yeah.
First one, though, are you going to say something then?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah. So the first one is, it's not a question, but did you see what happened on Twitter this week?
There was a big Twitter challenge. I thought it was a challenge.
Was it a challenge?
Oh, it's thrown out there, wasn't it?
More of I would say it was more of a acknowledgement, really. Would you say?
Like we've said, we'll work with anybody, won't we? I mean, and if we can give this certain person a nice rub and get them a few more subs, then that's all good, isn't it?
So the question that came in via Instagram was from Mr. Darren MC. So, Mr. Darren, would you and Leicester play Finch and Shields in a match post-lockdown? So would we then play that? And this links on to the tweet that we saw.
We'd be happy to beat them, wouldn't we, anywhere they want.
The tweet that came in from Rick. And Rick Shields has put out a tweet on, he's basically asked the audience a question about, or his audience a question about, you know, can you give me some smaller channels to, you know, who would you recommend that he looks to play with for this year? And there was a few people that obviously commented on this one and mentioned about us playing together. Now, at the back end of last year, we got a chance to play with Pete Finch, which was fantastic and really good to meet him. And I know that Pete has got involved in a couple of the sort of tweets that have gone on and talked about possibly a match or a game or something along those lines. But certainly, an opportunity to work a little bit with Rick, I think, would be fantastic, absolutely fantastic. You off?
Yep.
But I think working with Rick, having the opportunity to work with Rick, would be great. Absolutely fantastic.
It's a nice acknowledgement from him, and it just shows that we are doing some good work, and it's nice that someone who is as successful as him, and the market leader in golf YouTube, is willing to work with us, and we do appreciate that, don't we?
Absolutely. So hopefully at some stage following on from lockdown, we will try and get something organised with Rick. I've not been in contact with him yet, but I'll probably message him at some stage and see what we can get organised and get planned for next year.
Well, we are planning to play or film with quite a few YouTubers, aren't we? That's always been our goal, really,
absolutely,
isn't it? To try and sort of spread the love, so to speak.
Spread the love, Bernie. You love spreading the love. Right, so we have another question that's come in on Instagram from Luke Simons. Has making videos on YouTube hindered or improved your golf game at all? What about you? Has it helped you?
I wouldn't have said so. Like we've always said, we play very differently on film than we do when we try and play competitively. There's obviously less banter when you play competitively, although I do like to chat and talk to the people that I'm playing with, particularly if I don't know them. It's always, you know, golf for me is not just about winning and competing, it's also about, you know, networking, meeting people, and having a good day, and etc. But yeah, I mean, we obviously play differently, don't we? I mean, when we play YouTube, we're playing with our mates, like we always say, hits drive off most tees. It's more aggressive game, isn't it? And obviously we have less. I mean, I've said it, your golf when you play competitively is very good, it's high level. When you play when we're YouTubing, you're thinking about camera angles, slow-mos, where you want us stood, you know, the next bit of footage, what's going to happen, etc. So it's hard to concentrate and think about that. And I'm trying to assist you and think about what we're doing and what we can make, how we can make it better. So a lot of the time you don't really concentrate. I mean, I don't particularly.
What I've noticed with Leicester's game is and actually both of our games, this kind of overlaps in some way, but what I've really enjoyed watching is that there was a spell that you went through where you weren't really into golf that much. No. You know, you got back into your football a bit more and this, that and the other, and golf massively took a back seat for Leicester. And I honestly believe that a lot of that came down to the fact that when we grew up, we had lots of really good friends who played a lot of golf together, and they were all good golfers, and it was great banter, great fun as kids growing up playing golf, because we had good players to play with. With everything that happens with moving on in life, and you get careers and everything that goes on, a lot of these people, so for me, I don't play fun golf. Like, I just literally used to play competitive golf only. I never go out and play just a friendly knockabout. It very rarely would happen. And therefore, the YouTube side of things, I think, has brought that back.
Definitely.
And I think has brought back a little bit of the love of the game that you kind of bought into, which was more going out and having fun with your friends, having a bit of competition with good players. And do you know what I mean?
I'll be honest with you, I don't want to be spending, with the amount of time we work and, you know, we've got other family commitments, things going on, I don't want to spend 5 hours or 10 hours if you're playing 36 holes or a whole day.
Yeah.
With somebody on a golf course and in other settings, if they're not going to want to speak to
quite intense.
Yeah, very intense, not going to speak to you, and you feel, you know, they're off doing their thing. I want to enjoy myself, and for me, golf at the moment is, or the last 10 or so years, is about enjoyment. If I don't get enjoyment out of it, I won't play it. That's as simple as that.
And I think that's what happened to you, whereas I think this YouTube kind of thing has helped you bring that back into your life. And it certainly has for me I think I've got better, and the reason why I think I've got better is because, especially my driving has always been okay, but I now am able to hit the ball a bit longer and get it up in the air a bit more. The get up down, if those of you don't know what get up down is, basically I used to hit this really low ball flight, and the reason for that is because I didn't have time to go out and play and practice golf on the golf course, to practice that move of trying to get the ball up in the air a bit more and get a better flight out of it. Even though I could compete with that lower ball flight, playing YouTube golf has enabled me to practice that in a competitive but uncompetitive fun environment, whereas all of my golf up until that point was all competition golf. And there was no way that I was going to stand there in a competition trying to win money or play for my team in a pro-am and try and actively work on a move that could go a little bit wrong. So that has helped me hugely when it comes to my driving.
I think as well, if we had the time, that what you see on when we're playing golf on YouTube is what we'd be. If we had the time now, that's how we were. Me, you, Paul. We'd have other people playing with us. There was a good group of us, and that's what our social golf would be like. So whether the camera was there or not, it'd be very similar.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, absolutely right. So I would say it's helped in different ways certainly for both of us.
Yeah, definitely. Any other questions?
So there is a question come in.
Go on then.
Okay, and this one...
I like the way you pause. It's obviously a bit controversial. I like controversial.
Yeah, this one... No, it's not controversial. I'm just thinking of a long-term plan with this question.
Okay.
Right, Chris has asked about your golf bag, and are you looking to make any... Well,
I've got a new bag, haven't I?
You have got a new bag. We're talking about a new bag.
Yeah.
But are you looking to... He's asked, is there any bag change? Is there anything changed in your golf bag for this year, for 2021? However... Why I was sort of ticking there was because I'm thinking that we're going to do a what's in the bag with all of us at some stage with a video. So I'll re-ask the question.
Okay.
Is there a plan to change anything?
I know what the question is.
Is there a plan to change anything in that golf bag? I've never seen anyone excited like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've had my irons for a couple of years now. They're a bit of a custom job for myself.
Well, you've actually just had the heads for
I had the heads.
You've actually moved around the shaft and grips.
So I do want to change my irons. I want to go full. I mean, when I bought them, I was wanted to go full blades again because I had them originally in the full blades. When they came, they were some MBs and some CBs. So it was a combo set. But I want to go full blades again. But I'm going to definitely change my irons. Putter wise, I've got a new putter that you bought me for my birthday, which will probably go in the bag as well, to be honest. As soon as the greens get a bit better and
I want to get that customed though.
I might get another one, to be fair, as well. So I
want to get whatever you do, but I want to get one of them customed up for you, just so you can pop it on your wall, or even if you don't pop it on your wall and use it, but at least it's linked more to you.
So probably the only thing I'm going to change. I'm quite happy with my fairway wood and my driver at the moment. I will definitely change my irons. I've got new wedges as well, but I don't really want to reveal what I've got until we get a new bag, I suppose. But it's a mixed bag of everything this year.
I understand you wanting to use blades, like full bag of blades, because there is nothing like I did it last year and spent the whole year using some blades, and I've absolutely loved using them. I think you also get to that age where you think, I'm 40 now, or I'm shaking 40 now. Is it the last chance saloon to have some blades in the bag? And for me, that's certainly how I was feeling last year.
I mean, to be honest, like my strength generally when I was playing a lot was my iron play, and I've always used full blades right away from the bag. This is the first time really that I haven't.
Split it.
I've split it, and to be honest, I prefer looking at a blade. I prefer hitting a blade, so I'm going to go full blade all the way through.
Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing how that progresses. Are you going to go new, or are you going to go?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm going to see what sort of stuff we do in the shop.
I know exactly what you're going to be. You're going to wonder what I'm doing with my old guns and my blades, and then you're going to have a little rummage. I mean, if you go into the loft at home, there'll be there'll be blades up there.
Yeah,
I'm sure there'll be. I know if you go into Paul's garage, there'll be a beautiful set of Cobra blades in there.
Yeah, but I'll get a bill for that.
You will, yeah.
Hi, Laura, I need to go in your loft. I think I've left some stuff up there.
She knows exactly not to let you in. Don't worry about that. So, I've got. Well, there's been loads of questions on this. Okay, like literally half the feed of my Instagram has been about whether we're going to be going to Ireland to play golf this year.
Yeah.
And what's the best golf course in Ireland? And someone's mentioned here Fota Island. I've played that, beautiful golf course. So are we planning on going to Ireland this year?
I've only played in Southern Ireland. I went to Dublin probably 15 years ago when I worked here. Went on a trip with Tom Hiscock, who's the Titleist ball fitter now, isn't he? So he was assistant when I was assistant here. Yeah. We went over, I think went for a long weekend, but we played Portmarnock Links.
Yeah, beautiful.
Stayed in the hotel, but it was a beautiful golf course. Yeah. So I would love to go and play in Ireland. I want to play in Scotland as well.
So there is a plan. You've never played in Scotland?
No.
So there is a plan to go to Ireland this year, if everything obviously sorts itself out. I can't release that information yet because I don't really know exactly how that's going to all unfold, but just so everybody's aware, we are planning to go back to France, we're planning to go back to Wales, we're planning to go to Ireland, and we're definitely planning on trying to get to Scotland at some stage during this year. Yeah. But me and you in Dublin could be fun.
Last time I went, I was drinking, because I was a bit of a Guinness drinker then.
Yeah, were you?
Yeah, and I was drinking Guinness and Black in this country. And then when I went over there and ordered Guinness and Black, it was like I'd insulted them. They weren't happy about it. But the Guinness does taste differently in Dublin to it does over here. Something to do with pipes and how they get it across and the stuff like that. But yeah,
or the amount you've drunk.
But apparently it does actually, and that is official, that it tastes better in Dublin than it does in
it's the only thing to drink when you're there, isn't it? However, I did get caught on camera with a bottle of Corona at one stage when I went last time.
Did you?
Which went down not well.
No.
Not well at all.
No.
So, So we will be heading to Ireland. My favourite golf course in Ireland, I would say, is the one that I've played Druids Glen, I've played Portmarnock Links. You love Portmarnock Links.
Yeah, that's really good.
I've played the K Club. So I've played some great golf courses over there. Tralee is beautiful. If you ever get a chance to go and play Tralee, I'd love to take you back there. Take you to Tralee and play it. It's beautiful. So yeah, we will get to Ireland at some stage.
Cool.
Have you got any questions?
No.
Right, we've got one here from Ben Bausch Golf. Okay, I think it's Bausch. I do apologise if it's not quite right there.
Definitely Ben.
It's definitely Ben. We need a viewer golf day. Would love to visit, play terrible golf, and buy you all a beer and say thanks. Well, thank you very much, Ben. But we are planning. We're planning on having a couple of golf days. We want to have one here at Torquay for this year. And we are looking to do some coaching trips abroad as well, or possibly not necessarily abroad, but in this country. So we are planning on doing a couple of golf days and a couple of coaching trips for next year, 2021, this year. But again, we're all it's all a bit up in the air as to how this would all unfold.
We've got lots of plans, haven't we, to involve people on the channel, and like you said, coaching trips and golf days and charity days and stuff like that. Obviously we're just waiting to see what happens, because at the moment obviously travelling's restricted, it's difficult, isn't it? We're in a lockdown still, but hopefully once things become a little bit easier we can get on with the plans, can't we? But it's all being a bit sort of just on hold at the moment, I'd guess.
Yeah, it is,
There's more important things.
But we're getting there.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's quite a lot of questions that I've gone through there today.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got anything else. That's a lot of questions for the day. You got anything else you want to report?
No, nothing.
No.
Not lots happening, is it?
No, it's not a lot happening, no. But anyway, thank you very much for taking the time to come and watch our Sunday morning show. We will look forward to catching up with you again next week. See you next Sunday.
See you next Sunday.